Whether it is a celebration for the month, week, or just the day, we have your entrepreneurial virtual tailgate right here on BOMAC Talk 2018. We have part one of our comments on industry-specific information relevant to the conversations being had for owners, managers, and administrators. Our first comment we'd like to add to the conversation about building value in community, building solutions to community problems. Building value in community always leads to built work. A community is defined by its physical content, beings, and boundaries. So when considering built solutions to solve community problems, one must ask, which type of problems am I trying to solve? I had to ask myself this exact question when I considered an answer for a small municipality. Having contact with relevant stakeholders who own property, who are in position to make decisions, and who can confirm the problem was key to our built solution. The problem was fear, crime, poverty, impoverished streets, and dilapidated buildings. It brought resident, community, and governance morale down. How could we captivate the character and identity of this small municipality to create something that made everyone proud, that added value, and in itself could boost the community? The answer was an arts and entertainment district. 6 city blocks connected by an intertwining walking pedestrian trail, south of the local university and north of the downtown center. Along that pedestrian path would be a bookstore, a gallery, an art studio, a performing arts theater, elevated 3-story retail, community rec center, hotel, conference center, and a botanical garden. This solution was presented to the owner through a 10-foot model and presentation drawings. The owner in this case didn't have rights to all of the city blocks, nor a robust budget to implement the solution in its entirety. However, in ways, the owner did start something great. A decade after this event, the said area has seen built work along the lines of the suggested solution build value in the community. A historic building was revamped into a performing arts theater. A new bookstore was built. A historic building was revamped into a hotel. The university added a full rec center to counter a rec center that was downtown. And a conference center was built on the river. All of which is in blocks or walking distance of the original proposed site. For the first time since I was a little girl, I was able to recently walk to the downtown area and enjoy the venues there. There were still remnants of the problem, but aggressive progress is being made. It was awesome to see people coming back to town and to truly enjoy being there. On a smaller scale, we often see residential communities using vacant lots after dilapidated homes have been torn down to create larger estates, community gardens, or recreational areas, whichever brought more value to the residents. Community parks are very much about bringing value to the quality of life of the residents of the surrounding community. We will always have high numbers of individuals who just want to get out and walk around, get some fresh air, exercise, or take in any sights that nature has to offer. Overlooking value creation in this way is a big mistake, and you will know it when residents start to tread dirt paths through your professionally manicured lawns. Our second comment is about picking a partner, couples in business, and multi-generational businesses. They're quick comments. When qualifying a partner for a business venture, we've found that it works best to test the relationship through our advisory board, project teams, and our entry-level service offering. These vehicles give us the opportunity to build a rapport and to get an idea as to how the individuals work with us, other team members, and in different situations. Over a period of time, we can make a judgment as to whether or not there is synergy there. This process usually takes about 120 days, but can extend into 2 years or so depending on the dynamics of the situation. We wrote 4 books, which is a part of our succession planning. We wrote these books keeping in mind that someone will pick it up, trying to figure out what it is we're trying to do, and we want our efforts to be crystal clear. We have multi-generations of family members in business, so we key in on the skill sets that they are building on, what they like to do, like any other entrepreneur. If they love doing it, they will be great at it. So we listen to what they want to do and then see where it fits in the grand scheme of things we are doing. We have an entrepreneurial family from baby boomers, Generation Xers to millennials, so there's an array of headstrong and independent individuals. We planned an infrastructure compartmentalized with divisions and industry concentration, yet most times operations outside our umbrella construct has been the sure way to go and to keep the peace. Our third comment is on franchising process, branding, and standards. We did a talk on franchising several years ago. It was pretty good. So I thought I could replay some highlights of that conversation. Let's listen in to the replay, and this will close out our comments of part 1 of this month's Entrepreneurial Virtual Tailgate.
We are discussing our service in white box conversion, and we're getting the same reoccurring question: what is a white box? So we're going to explain this term in congruence with our commitment to building a database of media that educates clients and informs non-professionals on the design-build process. Client interest made it apparent that future clients could benefit from having this information at their leisure. So what is a white box? In this type of situation, the shell of the building, or a white box, has already been designed and or constructed. The developer or owner is now in the process of leasing tenant space to potential businesses, franchisees, or anchor retail chains. The term coined tenant fit-up or build-out refers to the process of creating that workspace for those tenants of plazas, retail shops, and mall owners. The tenants could also be in private offices, mixed-use complexes, and other light commercial buildings. The process includes, but is not limited to, design of the layout, finishes, furniture, equipment, etc. We provide the construction management that oversees the design and construction of the tenant space leased by the tenant up to the square footage allowable in the region of the property. If you are a new type of business or a single shop entity, duplicating the process that led you to your current success may have eluded you. Expanding or franchising may appear to be a difficult task among maintaining your current venture. Well, today we're going to discuss some pointers based upon our work with franchisees and single shop entities. These entities have expanded utilizing one of our services. These pointers should equip you with the plan of action that helps you to prepare your organization or a potential investor to lead your new venture or for starting a potential franchise. We're dividing this information up into 3 areas. A is how to establish the standard and prototype. Number 1 is you need to monitor your system. Record what works and what doesn't work. For example, for food services, preparation and the sequence of equipment is important to making sure cold or hot foods are produced in a timely and organized fashion. How can the layout be more efficient? Is there a place to take orders for customers to pay or customer seating? What is the work breakdown and workflow? Does it work? Does it need adjusted? If so, then how? What type of materials would be preferable for your type of industry? Number 2, make a list, take a picture, and keep specifications for all equipment and specialty furniture. Start a binder where a page of information is designated for each piece of equipment or furniture. Number 3, consider branding materials, standard colors, a logo, a slogan, a trademark. Number 4, establish a typical layout and square footage of the ideal tenant space. Number 5, establish the standard product line, standard equipment and supplies, standard services, standard business, week and hours, the standards of maintenance, management and employee standards, standard advertising, and operations and procedures. That's all under A, how to establish the standard and prototype. When moving on to B, where to personalize your business plan, you want to consider the demographics, which tells you if your target group is going to be served in the current area you are proposing to launch your venture. Number 2, the operational costs from the first venture must be audited. Compare those regional rates to see if there will be any fluctuations. Number 3, the construction costs need to be estimated and should include finishes, furniture, and equipment. On average, with our experience, 5,000 square feet would be up to $75,000 in construction costs. Usually, some of that construction cost will be in your lease, and the property owner will take on parts of your construction costs. On the low end, we've seen build-outs at $35,000, maybe even $25,000 if it's just finishes. Restaurants are usually on the high end at 5,000 square feet at $50,000, $75,000 for construction costs. And depending on whether or not you have to, the tonnage on your rooftop unit has to be increased. It could go up to $150,000 on that end. But get at least 3 detailed estimates. That way you know you're in the right ballpark. Number 4, monitoring system. Create a business manual of operation to ensure the operation of your new venture has direction. Establish profit margins for potential investors, milestones, and target dates for evaluating progress. Number 5 is operating agreement, contracts, or a uniform franchise offering circular for franchisees. Have your investor packet ready with all forms and documentations for review and analysis. Number 6, market analysis. What is the potential for success considering all the factors for your new venture? What will be the market hold? Number 7, working capital for the standard program of costs, which would include the initial franchisee fee, deposits, the first month or even year of rent, operational costs, and construction costs, etc. That was B, where to personalize your business plan, and we're moving on to C, how to qualify the new site. First, on qualifying the new site is location, location, location. Pick a location that is congruent with number 2, which is the stakeholders. Are there universities, schools, businesses, and other organizations who will feed off, benefit from, or would take a direct interest in the success of your new venture? Get in contact with them. Let them know what you're doing. Get them on your side in terms of any permitting, zoning issues. Then you have a list of stakeholders who are willing to support the success of your new venture. Number 3 is the lease terms. What part of the construction will be included? Does the lease have restrictions or provisions that pertain to your type of business? Number 4, utilities and equipment. The capacity of the rooftop unit provided, or what is the capacity of the rooftop unit provided? How many amps is provided on the electrical panel? For food service, the capacity of the grease trap, and what is the ability to tap into the system if necessary? Number 5, review 3 properties at a time, particularly in different regions of the city so that you can compare. Number 6, local requirements for your industry, codes, zoning, and permitting may be different than what you're used to in any other state, city, or county, so put this on your checklist. Number 7, enlist a regional broker. We found that they give great insight on the history, present, and future of a particular area of interest. Ask lots of questions. Number 8, do your own research. Take responsibility for becoming as informed as you can. And a good example of a resource is International Franchise Association. And a final note, don't try to assemble the project without the manual. The manual are the drawings. We experience life through 3D or perspective, so at times 2D drawings can be a barrier. However, don't discount them. Do not start construction without them. We don't want you to just design great spaces. We want you to build great spaces. So part of creating an environment that promotes this type of success is giving clients and owners the tools that they need to make informed decisions about their projects. So that concludes this session, Know Your Project, Franchisee Due Diligence, a discussion on establishing a due diligence plan for single-shop businesses looking to expand into a new region or national franchisee. Thank you for listening.